Alright, before we get this episode started, after you watch this, if you enjoy it, please remember to subscribe, like, comment, and share. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch this video and my channel. A big thank you to you for that. Now, here's this week's episode. Crossing the Brule River and our arrival at the Vantaggi deer camp was delayed until late August this year. Usually we're up by early June to get grass cut and trails open. But due to weather-related issues, mostly downed trees from storms at our central Wisconsin hunting properties food plot area and our northern Wisconsin lake cabin septic system area, we had a late start this year. Upon our arrival at camp, we found that the weather-related damage also spread up here at the Vantaggi camp. Wind gusts had peeled back our tar paper roofing on the trapper's cabin earlier in the year. And we had water damage inside the cabin from the leaky roof. Puddled water, mold, and even mushrooms growing on our carpet in the bedroom area. Having to alter the weekend plan somewhat, the cabin roof was repaired, and even the grass was cut in the cabin area of the camp. But opening up the trails and setting up the tree stands would have to wait for another trip. About 1 week later, Craig made a one-day overnight trip to the camp to get his bear bait station set up. The next trip to camp was October to get trails cut open and get tree stands set up for November's gun hunt.
So, things that happen on the Brule trip. Well, this is the second time I've had axle trouble with this trailer. The first time I spent an hour in Green Bay replacing the bearings. Unfortunately, I didn't catch it this time. Trailer's been running good all summer, hasn't been heating up. Brought it all the way up here, got to the river, and when I was about 3/4 of the way up the hill, I noticed it was dragging crooked, as you can see by the drag line, which sucks because now the hill might wash out. Somewhere in the river I lost the wheel, which means it floated downstream. It's the wheel and the hub. Tomorrow I'll take a walk and see if I can find it on a shallow spot. But anyways, that's what we got for today. Thought I was off the hook. The top of the axle, I don't know if you can, if I zoom in on it, looks really nice. Threads aren't marred or anything. Unfortunately, the bottom of the axle is all chewed up, including the threads for the nut. So tomorrow, instead of putting up a stand and instead of clearing out the trail, and instead of a bunch of other shit I plan to do up here, I'm gonna go see if I can find an axle for my trailer or maybe a new trailer. We'll see what comes. But anyways, there's my drag mark up the hill. I hope it don't wash out. I don't think it will, but it's there and it could happen. I'll probably kick in the gravel and take some buckets of water and just kind of try and plant it again tomorrow and see, make sure that to give it a start to pack back in. I've also been driving up and down, and the whole reason I got the trailer here is because I got the ATV here. I was going to drag the trail open out for the Wisconsin side because we're coming up here for rifle season, and be nice to find our way in from the Wisconsin side because we can't cross the river that time of year. Anyways, there we go, and this is October 7th, Friday. Had the day off, so I swung by my place, picked up the trailer. It's a long ride up here, but we ended up, like I said, I got up here about 4 o'clock. Nah, 3 o'clock, 3:30. And that happened right as I got here. Anyways, this is Craig, over and out. Alright. Well, I'm as panned out as I can be. Anyway, there's the camp. We're back in action. We finished off the roof, got her sealed up. We got a new resident at the camp. Don't know what he is. First thought was badger, but badgers would make a wide flat hole. So I'm thinking fox. But anyways, leftover roofing from the project. The project, that's what we'll call it. The project. The roof blew off. Nobody was up here. It blew off in the wintertime. We had mushrooms growing in the carpeting because it had stayed wet all summer long. Well, oh, here's my trailer over there with the broken axle. Yeah, with the bearings. The bad bearings. But it's going to need an axle. Anyways, so we had to solve the problem of the roof blowing off. I think we got that covered. We got heat blowing out of the stack, which means I gotta go. If it's not smoke, it means it's not smoking. I gotta go choke off the heat, keep the heat inside. Be nice to build up some residual heat in the walls so that when the fire goes out, it stays warm a little longer. Chance, come on. Let's go, doggies. We're gonna go exploring tomorrow. Maybe, kinda. Come on. Well, it's about a month after we put our bait out, and this is disappointing. It never got hit. Looked like something small might have worked it from underneath. But the bait itself is still intact. I mean, the stump and everything. Try and get over from the other side. Watch out, doggies. And I got moldy. So, that was a mistake. Yeah, something was working it from underneath. Oh well. You gotta practice harder next year. Figure something out. Let's go, dog. I'm still gonna put the stand in here because it's still a promising area for deer. The colors are pretty much peaked. Not seeing them drop. Probably expect that to happen this afternoon when things get warmer. Maybe even tomorrow. But this is so beautiful when it does. Anyways, this is the Nicolay National Forest, October 8th. The first full weekend in October is when you want to come. When the leaves up here are peaking. But I've got to figure a way around this tree, so. Just another example. The Nicolay Forest in October. And as the day warms up, we're going to see the leaves raining down out of the trees like sunshine falling from the sky. That's all. This is right. I just crossed back onto the property.
After finishing cutting open the grass trails on Saturday morning, Craig spent the rest of Saturday afternoon replacing a tree stand where winds blew down a tree with a stand attached, turning it into a twisted, mangled piece of metal. And he was weatherizing a couple of other existing tree stands.
One of the areas we go for drought, so he always takes a loop in there.
Now, the early Sunday morning hours had Craig on the ATV and Chance chasing along for one last trail ride and a final check to be sure everything was ready for November's gun deer season. Part of the crew's plan is to start the gun season at our 40-acre hunting property in central Wisconsin, then allow for a 3-day midweek hunt up at the Vantaggi camp, then back to central Wisconsin to finish out the gun hunt. Hey, thanks for joining us on this episode as the crew dealt with some hardships and disappointments in preparation of our fall gun deer hunt up here at the Vantaggi Deer Camp. Again, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next episode. Now, be sure you check us out on our next episode as the RO360 crew continues our fall hunting preparations at our land in central Wisconsin. Still walking out on the ATV trail, and I come across this. And as you can see right here, we got some hoof prints, and you can see this trail leading back all the way back in through there. And again, this just kind of stood out at me as I'm walking on the ATV trail, and again leading into the swamp sanctuary area. And I spot a fresh rub right here. This is our ATV trail, and here's the main crossways. This goes east towards my turkey blind and Stephen's deer stand, and we got another stand out there, and this goes west towards the food plot. But right on the trail here, that's fresh. That's pretty fresh right there. We got a buck using that to rub on Mark. Feel free to comment below, or if you don't want to comment in the public eye, we can also be reached at rapingoutdoors360@gmail.com. Now, if you know somebody you think might enjoy this video series, please feel free to go ahead and share this video or this link with your friend. And as always, whether you fish or hunt, remember, practice CCR. Catch, conserve, replenish. Make sure that that resource is available for future generations. See you next time, guys.